Hey guys, welcome to today's video. Today we're playing Air Cavalry. Alright, we're gonna guess this is gonna be another shooter. Middle East. We'll just go Middle East. Mission briefing. Each attack has been blunted and they are now consoling their gains. Alright, it has very interesting. This is very unpleasant. Like controls seem to work alright, but like actually doing things, it does not feel. It doesn't seem like we can select. Every button I've pressed so far just takes us to the mission. You don't really get to do much. Like, you really don't, like, as a helicopter, you can't really go up and down. You pretty much are stuck at this altitude through the whole thing. And I'm out of... There we go. I mean, that this, other than graphically, it really doesn't feel much different than the really bad NES versions of these games. I mean, it is better, but not by a lot, to be honest. And you really still can't really see like anything going on. Like, you can't see bullets, barely. Like, you can kind of see what's being shot at you, but you really don't see anything. Like, it really is poorly done for what capability this game actually had, coming from like on like an NES cartridge to what they actually produced is pretty sad. Like I said, you like the actual NES versions, you can actually see projectiles and stuff better than you can in this. Like, it really doesn't feel like the graphics are even better, and the gameplay completely didn't change much. You can't actually move. Like, you're in a helicopter. You cannot literally change altitude. You are stuck where you're at. You can slow down or speed up. That's it. You have 6 buttons, and like one of them works as your fire button. None of the other buttons work. You can't like strafe at all. You can't do anything. Changing targets is really annoying. Like, everything about this game is absolutely garbage. Like, they put zero effort into this. We've played better games like this on the NES than we have here. And they have, like, honestly, you know, it's a 16-bit instead of 8, but literally they have probably 3 to 4 times the ability to do stuff on this one as they did on the other. And they did nothing. Yeah, there's no changing your anything. You have this shitty little chopper and a machine gun. And that's it. And that's your thing. Like, you can kind of see these garbage projectiles barely. Like, you can barely make out targets until you're right on top of them, which is really sad. You can't see these projectiles barely. You don't maneuver very well. Like, everything is so slow that you're not going to be avoiding taking shots. Oh, so we are, okay, you have to hold this other button. Alright. But once you change altitude, like, look at how worse it is. You can see things a little bit better. You can't hit anything. Alright, so your X and Y buttons actually change your altitude. Rather than just, maneuvering normally like you would. We don't have any missiles, so we're just trying to take tanks out with the machine gun on a basic little, what looks like a helicopter for doing tours through the Grand Canyon. Yeah, honestly, like, the whole thing is it's just kind of pitiful and abysmal for what they had to work with. It just doesn't work. And it really is disappointing. Like, we can get altitude, but we can't actually do anything. And we still can't really maneuver properly and hit anything. Once we're up here, we are not really doing a whole lot. So there's almost no real point to it. Like, everything about this game is just really poorly done. Like, you can kind of see it. And even the projectiles, like, you see these anti-aircrafts, like, arcing their, like, little shots when there's, like, 3 inches in front of you. The whole thing just is really kind of disappointing. Like, you literally have to be on the ground in order to hit anything. And even then, we're barely hitting stuff. Like, I don't think we've really seen almost any of these games that have really been worth the shit on NES. And now, even continuing that onto NES, or onto the Super NES, they're still not very well done. They are very disappointing. And, like, I feel like they could do so much more, and this game could have been so much better than it was. It's really disappointing. So with that being said, it's really, honestly, not even worth the bother to play. Like, it really, really just kind of, it does somewhat look better than the NES version, but honestly, if you put these side by side, they're not even really a huge difference. Other than, like, this intro screen, most of the game really feels like you're playing on an NES. Just the poorly done everything, just abysmally drawn, kind of very boring landscape. Everything about it really is just really, really poorly done. Very minimalistic. Don't really put any effort into it, and, throwing it out there. It's just, like, we're in a plane, on a helicopter that honestly looks like we're going to be taking tours over the Grand Canyon. Like, why are we in one of the most pathetic looking helicopters for aerial combat and we can't do nothing? We can put no missiles on there. We have one machine gun with some rounds, and that's it. It's really sad. It could have been so much better. Maybe it gets a little bit better when you get other helicopters, but all in all, like, it's pretty sad and not really worth the play. So with that being said, guys, we're gonna just end it here. No point going on anymore. So we'll see you next time.